Isn't it interesting how we've been conditioned to believe that the only way children can learn is by causing them pain? Now, whether that's physical pain, sadly, that's still going on, or whether it's emotional pain and shame. So many people are still trying to teach children through this really outdated method. Telling a child that they're on their own, going on the naughty step, or causing shame, inducing blame and shame, or causing any kind of pain, whether that's emotional or physical, doesn't teach our children what to do. It creates fear, it creates trauma. And so if they're then becoming more compliant, it's out of fear, not because they know right from wrong. And we need to be more up to date really with the way that we are helping children and coaching them and supporting them through their years and through their learning. And one of the things that I have heard lots about in the recent weeks, and in particular during our PDA day, is the accept approach. Accepting where your children are, accepting what they're doing and telling them it's okay, we're going to work through this together. You're not on your own. And I do this with my children. I coach them by saying, that's okay. It's not ideal, but it's okay. And we can get through this together. And strangely enough, they learn so much more on how to be their better version of themselves, but also how to keep themselves safe and ask appropriate questions to keep themselves safe. They're still learning. So remember, children aren't meant to get it right. And when we're judging them by a standard, let's also make sure that we're judging ourselves by the same standards, because quite often children are held to a much higher standard than any adults that are supporting them. There's a lot of pressure on children and adults actually, with and without ADHD, to regulate their emotions, and it's really, really important. But one of the things that we're not taught, and our children are not taught, and we were certainly not taught, back in the day when we were in school, is how to feel our feelings, how to recognize emotions. At the end of the day, we cannot regulate an emotion that we're not allowing ourselves to feel. So until we understand them, understand what causes them, we can't then start to work on how to recover from dysregulation or how to regulate our emotions. So give that a thought and do let me know what your views are in the comments. Hello everyone. I thought I'd pop on because I've had a lot of conversations today with parents and carers and also our lovely team at Sunshine, where we're talking a lot about provision not being carried out. And I know that everybody bangs on about this being a funding related problem. But actually, a lot of the problems that we're seeing now is not necessarily about funding, but about attitude of the professionals around the child. So the EHCP is beautifully written and very much bespoke and perfect for the child. It's written as if it's the most suitable education, and everybody agrees that it's the most suitable package for the child. But what's not being done is the actual carrying the provision out. So it's all being funded, it's all being very well documented, but there is a barrier to people wanting to carry it out. And there are a lot of silly excuses being made by a lot of professionals working with children, and I don't want to throw a particular profession under the bus here. That's not what this video is about. What I'm trying to say is there are a lot of people talking about education being underfunded, and absolutely we know that it is. But there are lots and lots of situations where the funding is available, the provision is available, but the actual carrying out of the provision seems to be a problem. And we're seeing this more and more with parents coming to us and saying, I've got a wonderful EHCP, but it's not being carried out. And the local authority are being told by the school that it is being carried out, but it's not being carried out. And there is proof of it not being carried out. And this is just another thing that as parents, we're having to fight for. And that's really frustrating. It's beyond frustrating because actually our lives are very full, complicated and complex and stressful without these additional things. And so I'm keen to hear your thoughts. Has this happened to you? Do you know somebody who's going through this? It would be really, really interesting to gather some sort of thread of thought on this and whether there is an emerging theme across the country. So let me know.